Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, Strong Style, Cinephile, one half of the reigning, defending MPX Tag Team Champions. Of course, looking a little bit rough. It's been a rough couple of days. I got a sick pup at home, so man, it's just exhausting trying to deal with all that. So, trying to catch up with some things that have been popping up on our TVs lately. So let's geek about it for a scant few minutes, starting first with Stargirl. Now, is the reigning champion of superhero TV shows still the best superhero TV show out there today? Short answer is yes. Really looking forward to seeing how this season shakes out with the return of Cindy Berman, her teaming up with Eclipso, or getting Eclipso to do her bidding, her kind of looking into maybe an ISA 2.0. We were kind of wondering if we were going to get that sort of, the junior JSA, if we were going to get a junior ISA last season. Is it going to play out this second season? Remains to be seen. And now, again, one of the things that I speculated with last season with Courtney, when she found out that she was not, in fact, Starman's daughter, was she was going to have to find a purpose, have to find a reason to be Stargirl other than, you know, my dad was Starman, which she kept on pushing over and over again the first season. Then she found out he wasn't. So now it's like she has to find a reason for going. And I think the reason for her going is the fact that these, as she said it a few times, the staff is still glowing, the staff is still lighting up. It's still, to her, that's an indicator that trouble could be right around the corner. And she sees this as her destiny because the staff chose her. So it's her destiny to be Stargirl, to look at this as a career choice, which is apparently what she's doing. And it opens up with her kind of, and the team kind of going on patrols, stuff like that. But there's nothing going on. The ISA is gone. There is literally nothing going on. Everything is quiet. So while the other JSA members kind of want to just go back to their lives, Courtney is still just holding on to Stargirl because it's what she wants to define her so much. A lot of this episode was kind of reminders from Pat or from her mother that she needs to find a balance, that she can't be a superhero all the time. Pat tells her, enjoy the quiet times. They're planning a vacation, 2 weeks off into a cabin and fishing and family fun time and all that kind of stuff. Courtney screws it up because all of her Stargirling has let her lapse in her grades in 2 classes, so she's got to go to summer school. So she kind of messes up everything, and her mother tells her, you have to decide if that you're going to let that mask mess up everything else you have going. So I think some of this season is going to be finding that balance for her, and I think it's a healthy, natural evolution for how the character is progressing and moving. That's great. You have Yolanda, who is struggling with the fact that she killed Brainwave. She have her go to confession, and she hasn't told anything to the priest. She just wants to just sit there and just, you can tell she like wants to let it all out, but she's not at a place where she can. Her and Courtney kind of talk about it, and Yolanda is wanting Courtney's approval for what she did. And Courtney's like, I wasn't there, I didn't see what happened. So that kind of leaves Yolanda kind of messed up. And then I saw in one recap, they were kind of speculating if Eclipso was kind of already, just in some of the stuff that happened in the church, how they set the scene, there was kind of this eerie stuff going on, if maybe Eclipso was already working his mojo on Yolanda. So that remains to be seen. You have Rick Tyler, who is set to graduate, except he's not, because apparently he's going to fail a class because the teacher didn't think he was smart enough to ace the test that he did. He made a reputation for himself that he's this bad boy, he's this delinquent and stuff like that. So that's all people see. They don't see the changed Rick. So that sucks for him. I like that. I want to see where that goes. Or he even says, you know, I saved all you people, and this is kind of like the thanks I get. You still think I'm a dirtbag? Like, that's F you, you know? Then we see that fact that he's feeding, apparently, Solomon Grundy. Some people kind of wondered about that because Solomon Grundy killed his parents. But it's like, they kind of figured out, or maybe, and again, we'll explore this in time, maybe he figured out that Solomon Grundy wasn't the driving force behind it. He was being controlled. He was locked in a cage. So maybe he kind of sympathizes with Grundy a little bit, that he was pushed to do what he did. So it remains to be seen how that goes with our, you know, Dr. Midnight. See her, Beth, like her parents are getting a divorce. Her parents above worrying about her, which really kind of sucks. And just, you know, there are kids out there in these similar situations. That's what I love about this show. There's so many just real life kind of situations and scenarios and backgrounds for these characters. You know, there are kids out there who have these kind of parents who are so just up in the clouds. They're not even seeing what's going on in front of them with how their kid is developing or is suffering or is just wanting that love and affection that she's not getting from her parents. And she's trying hard, a little bit awkwardly, how she makes her lunches and all that kind of stuff. I think they're more put off by their daughter than wanting to love her daughter. And then she accidentally sees the fact that they're getting a divorce. She tries to, have this nice, dinner and kind of maybe rekindle some stuff, show them what they can be as a family to kind of make them rethink getting a divorce. Doesn't work. Both of them don't come home. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how that goes. She's trying to repair the goggles to get the Dr. Midnight AI, the Chuck, back. That doesn't work. So she is truly feels like she, outside of her friends, she is alone as can be. So I'm anxious to kind of see where they go with some of the dramatic, emotional strings they can pull with her. I'm the son of, parents who got divorced too. There's lots. Divorces are, percentages are way up there. So a lot of kids out there, a lot of people have dealt with those situations that she's going through. So it's just they're pulling these lifelike scenarios and sticking this in the superhero world. Love it. You have Mike wanting to be, again, kind of like Courtney, thinking that the superhero life is where he's going to go and what he needs to do, who he needs to be. So him kind of Pat trying to impart on him, whoa, son, slow it down a little bit. That's going to be interesting to see if maybe Mike takes any sort of chances, any stupid chances, any risks to try to prove that he should be allowed out there once the trouble starts. With the Shade, with the Calypso, you see Cindy is recruiting some people. We see her pull out some pictures. She has the one of Brainwave Jr., tears that one up because he's dead. And you see her pull out the picture for Artemis. So we know Sportsmaster and Tiger's daughter, she's hardwired to be evil. Once they just tell her that Courtney and her friends were to blame for her parents going to jail, it's not going to be hard to twist that screw. You have Icicle Jr., he doesn't know kind of what happened to his dad, is written off as an accident. His grandparents want to tell, or the grandmother wants to tell him about Courtney and her role in it. The grandfather's like, well, just, maybe not right now. So it remains to be seen if they kind of let the cat out of the bag in that regard. But I don't really see him as evil outright. He's too nice of a guy, So the obvious thing would be for him to be Icicle Jr. on the side of the villains. If they go that route, I'll be surprised. The more natural thing, because I love how the show's kind of putting us in more natural situations and more natural stuff, if they keep him on the side of the Angels, or maybe just kind of Switzerland in between. So it remains to be seen how that goes. Early in the episode, we kind of saw how Calypso and his influence got a little young girl killed. So it remains to be seen kind of how he comes in, what he's going to do with bringing in this sort of a supernatural horror type of vibe and power set, and how it's going to mess with everybody. So it was just a good episode to kind of catch up on where everybody is and then set the stage for kind of how the season's going to go, some of the threads that we're going to pull for the season, as well as the last, the fight between Jade and Courtney at the end of the episode, because Jade is Green Lantern's daughter. I seen a recent article talking to our leading ladies and expressing that one of the plots of the subplots, storylines of this season is going to be that sort of jealousy, inherent jealousy that Courtney feels towards Jade, because Jade is actually Green Lantern's daughter, where she thought she was Starman's kid and found out she wasn't. So it was an interesting introduction for them. Of course, it's a superhero thing. It's comic books. They got to fight before they come together and be friends and teammates, stuff like that. So that was cool. We see Starman is back and still kicking around. He's apparently trying to find Pat. Why? Who knows? Is this really Starman? Is this a nefarious, evil villain that brought him back for reasons? Or I don't really know what's going on with that, because he was kind of a douche to Pat when we first see him. So we can't kind of get a feeling of a vibe for him about how things are going to go once he catches up to Pat. It remains to be seen how it goes. But all in all, it was fun to catch up. It was fun to catch up on this show, to kind of, like I said, kind of reset the chessboard, and kind of give us little threads of where things are going to go for the second season. I'm here for it all. I still think Stargirl is the best superhero show going on television today, bar none, period. End of story. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. This weekend, MPX, Purple Rain, biggest event of the year. Fatal 4-Way Elimination Tag Team match. So be there in person if you can still get a ticket, because it's going to sell out if it hasn't already, or catch it online on the network. Either way, got to see Best Picture doing what we do, making movies, kicking faces, retaining our championships. Till next time, let us geek.